You are most welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The leading listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. John Legend shocked the world when he became the only celebrity artist who decided to speak out against the R&B King in the popular docuseries. Following an invite from producer Dream Hampton, that was declined by other celebrity artists like Jay-Z, Celine Dion, Lady Gaga and more. John Legend took the stand and said what he had to say about R. Kelly. To many onlookers, including Dream Hampton herself, John Legend's acceptance to do this was an act of heroism, while many others to date still wonder what John Legend had against Robert Kelly that prompted him to do this. John Legend, however, says his decision to speak out was no act of heroism as he saw completely no risk at all in doing what he did. He also refuses to blame those that chose not to do as he did, saying, "Everyone has their reasons for doing or not doing certain things." What shocked listeners, though, is John Legend saying that his relationship with executive producer Dream Hampton was his biggest motivation to do this. This statement got people wondering whether it's actually worth it discussing your colleague based on this kind of personalized motivation. As curious fans, we were hoping to hear of a bigger and more meaningful motivation than this, but we will just take the explanation he has given us. According to John Legend, R. Kelly's arrest and subsequent conviction was a long time coming. Legend also says he turned down many offers to work with R. Kelly in the past. According to him, there was no way he would have worked with someone who did the things he did. But how exactly did John Legend find out R. Kelly was doing the things he talks about? And if he did, and was the concerned citizen he portrays to be, what took him so long to blow the whistle? In a recent interview, John Legend was heard saying that while he was lucky to get famous later in life, after attaining a good education and a good management job, many artists like R. Kelly who attained fame at an early age and without a good education do not know how to handle it. According to Legend, even after he became famous at the age of 25, he remained calm and composed, and did not change from the old version of himself. Many people, however, believe that John Legend has for a very long time been jealous of R. Kelly's talent, which he can hardly compete with. And that he did speak out about R. Kelly only because he wanted to see him go down. When he noticed Kelly's downfall was brewing, he wasn't hesitant to lend a hand. R. Kelly fans also question his trivial reasons for speaking out. Being friends with Dream Hampton just wasn't convincing enough for taking on the big job that could lead to the destruction of a colleague's 30 years of struggle. If that's really the case, I wouldn't want to cross roads with any of Legend's friends, for he may render his celebrity status to hold me to account. Another thing Legend did that leaves question marks was attending the Elvis Presley tribute, during which he even went as far as offering to perform a Presley song. Elvis Presley was an American singer and actor dubbed the King of Rock and Roll. Whatever John Legend says R. Kelly did, Elvis Presley did too. This makes people wonder why John Legend is playing double standards when it comes to the R. Kelly situation. If he really meant well when he turned down R. Kelly's request to work with him like he suggests, he could have done the same when called upon to sing at the Elvis Presley tribute. According to Emily, John Legend could have been a great artist if he was not in competition with his seniors like R. Kelly. When he released one hit song, he imagined he has got it all. He, however, needs to remember that great artists work hard on it for decades. Indeed, criticizing R. Kelly yet praising Elvis Presley is simply playing double standards. When you look at the passion with which Legend sung Presley's song at the tribute, you will hardly believe it's the very same person you hear pointing a finger at Robert Kelly. You will think it's identical twins with completely conflicting opinions, but not the same guy. According to Ethan, when you listen to John Legend's comments about R. Kelly carefully, you will notice much of it is simply coming from a feeling of dislike for the person, as opposed to the actual cause he proclaims. You will quickly begin to wonder whether he actually understands what he says, when he mentions that R. Kelly has made the lives of many people miserable, yet fails to recognize the same with Elvis Presley. when we begin to discover such discrepancies in statements made against the R&B king. We could assume reasonable cause to doubt everything said by the likes of John Legend. There is no way one can be passionate about a soccer club but hate the players. If John Legend wants the world to believe the things he said about R. Kelly, therefore, he needs to align his whole self and every other related event, to show the world he regrets everything he did that could have contradicted his cause. In other words, he needs to equally express regret for having assumed an active role during the Elvis Presley tribute, and apologize to us who find all this contradiction from him quite confusing. According to Carter, what's wrong with Kelly not having a good education like Legend did? It does not make R. Kelly any less a man because he is not able to read and write. He certainly wrote better music than the so-called well-educated artists, and even went as far as winning a songwriting award. He may say Kelly doesn't know how to handle fame, but he needs to realize he ain't so famous himself. Perhaps if he had been as famous as R. Kelly, the conversation would be different. I mean, who knows? Unlike John Legend, R. Kelly is an all-round musician who does well in almost all genres. Legend, on the other hand, is limited to his single style, and every attempt to make a shift sees him blunder a great deal. He needs to show some respect to the R&B king, rather than make his situation worse than it already is. Unhealthy competition is not going to help him achieve much. According to Cora, these guys ought to leave the R&B king and his family alone. It's important that they remember today is Kelly, but next time it could be them or their family. So as they crucify him, they need to do it with caution. Meanwhile, R. Kelly and his lawyers have done a tremendous job defending against all the alien charges that were imposed onto him unfairly during both the Chicago and New York appeals, and the future looks really bright for Robert Sylvester Kelly as he awaits the appeal court decisions. John Legend may therefore have to eat his words one by one once R. Kelly's freedom has been reinstated and the false charges against him dropped. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.